y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my spring summer recommendations. So these are books that I have read. And then I'll also be doing a video of spring summer books that I want to read. Now the ones that do last will be the ones that I know for sure are set in summer. The other ones are just atmosphere that gives me warmer vibes or like that. So I'll start with the only graphic novel I have, I think. This is a spooky recommendation too, but I read spooky, I'm gonna read all year. It doesn't have to be spooky season. But this is summer camp, so Camp Whatever. Secrets of Camp Whatever by Grine, and the sequel actually comes out very soon in May. And the art is beautiful. It's just a unique story. I loved it. 11-year-old Willow doesn't want to go to her dad's weird old summer camp any more than she wants her family to move to the weird old town where that camp is located. But her family and fate itself seem to have plans of their own. Soon Willow finds herself neck deep in a confounding mystery involving stolen snacks, suspected vampires, and missing campers, all shrouded in the sinister fog that hides a generation of secrets at Camp Whatever it's called. This was so good. I loved it. I can't wait for the sequel. And then Cece, Rios and the Desert of Souls by Kaela, Rivera. The sequel comes out later this year and I cannot wait. This is full of Mexican folklore. That's what you do for familia. Living in the remote town of Tierra del Sol is dangerous, especially when the Criatura months, when powerful spirits break free from their home in Devil's Alley to threaten humankind. But Cecilia Rios has always believed that there was more to the Criaturas that roam the desert, much to her family's disapproval. After all, it's common knowledge that only Brujas, humans who capture and control Criaturas, consort with the spirits, and brujeria is a terrible crime. When her older sister, Juana, is kidnapped by El Sombreron, a powerful dark creature, everyone in town believes she's lost forever. But Cece is determined to bring Juana back. To get into Devil's Alley, though, she'll have to become a Bruja herself, while hiding her quest from her parents, her town, and the other Brujas. Thankfully, the legendary creature Coyote has a soft spot for humans and agrees to help her on her journey. With him at her side, Cece sets out to reunite her family and maybe even change what it means to be a Bruja along the way. I love Cece, and Coyote has my heart. This is just such an amazing story. It's very like a warm setting. Like it's in the desert. So warm. So that's why it gives me that setting. I loved it. Another warm one that's out west. It's Goldwater Ridge. And it's a Sadie and Clyde adventure. There's 2 books. This is the first book. And it's like a Wild West historical fiction type thing. And I absolutely love these books. The West is a lawless place. Arizona Territory, 1889. Billy Bob Clyde sets off west after receiving a cryptic message from his long-lost father. Although Clyde thinks Pa found the California gold he went searching for years ago, he also suspects Pa is in danger and he's determined to help. But Clyde's journey is waylaid in the ghost town of Cactus Poke when he gets arrested as a suspect in a recent robbery. The town's claim to fame, a solid gold nugget known as the Goldwater potato, has long gone missing, and they think Clyde took it. Desperate to prove his innocence and get on to California, Clyde strikes a deal with the town's crazy one-legged sheriff. If Clyde can recover the stolen tater and track down the real thief, the notorious outlaw Jack, the sheriff will let him go. Assisted by Sadie, a fearless young gunslinger with more than one trick up her sleeve, Clyde embarks on a mission to hunt down the golden nugget and clear his name. But all is not as it seems in Cactus Poke. I love this. It was such a I want more Wild West middle grade now. So I absolutely loved that. It's a very warm setting, like the deserts, and loved it. The next in this category are going to be summer spring reads to me because they involve the sea in some way, like the ocean, and to me that's warmer months and what it represents. So this is just the second part of the series. The first trilogy in the series I don't include because that's the Polar Bear Explorers Club, but the second trilogy, the Ocean Squid Explorers Club, very oceany of course, and just makes me think all warm thoughts. This is the first book, the Ocean Squid Explorers Club. I've talked about these recently, so I won't read the synopsis again. Just very atmospheric, very great reads, like amazing writing, very atmospheric. Just love everything about them. And then Sea of Kings by Melissa Hope. Very piratey sea adventure. I just loved it. 13-year-old Prince Noah has hated the ocean since the day it caused his mother's death. But staying away from the sea isn't easy on his tropical island home, where he's stuck trying to keep up with his dim-witted and overconfident younger brother, Dagon, the brawn to Noah's brains. When a vengeful pirate lays siege to their home, knowing they can narrowly escape with their lives. Armed with a stolen ship, a haphazardly assembled crew, and a magical map that makes as much sense as slugs in a salt bath, the brothers set sail for the realm's other kingdoms in search for help. But navigating the sea proves deadlier than Noah's worst fears. To free his home, Noah must solve the map's confusing charts and confront the legendary one-eyed pirate before an evil force spreads across the realm and destroys the very people Noah means to protect. Such a great story, full of pirates and, like I said, the sea, and a dangerous villain and pirates. An adventure, a brotherly story. It's just such an atmospheric read. I just really enjoyed it. And The Circus at the End of the Sea by Lori R. Snyder. Let the magic pull you in. Maddie Adriana knows that magic is real. All her life, her heart has pulled her toward things too perfect to be ordinary, things no one else can see. And then there's a bracelet she's worn since she was a baby. A bracelet that grows as she grows and doesn't come off. Knowing that magic exists has made it a little easier to be a foster kid bounced between homes. Then one day, Maddie feels a tug. It leads her to El Circo del Strad, the magical street circus lurking within the canals, boardwalks, and beaches of Venice, California. Amid murals that come to life and trampolines made of starlight, Maddie knows that she's finally found the source of the magic, and once she meets Petur Chin, the fastest boy on wheels, and Ophelia, the mimic octopus, well, maybe she's even found a place where for the first time ever she could truly belong. So when she learns that El Circo is in trouble, she offers to help. The journey will take Maddie to the end of the sea and back. Along the way, she must find a way to face the frightening side of magic, as well as her own deepest fears if she is to save the place she hopes to finally call home. I absolutely loved Skeeter and Ophelia in here. They have my heart. Very atmospheric. It's in Venice Beach, California, like it says. And just, oh, so good. And then Utterly Dark in the Face of the Deep by Philip Reeve. And on one of my searches recently, I saw that a sequel is coming out soon, and I'm so excited. I love this book so much. When Utterly Dark was a baby, she was washed up on the shores of Autumn Isles and taken in by the Watcher of Wildsea. But everything changes when her guardian suddenly drowns. Now who will keep the watch and make sure Wildsea stays safe from the strange forces teeming in the deep ocean around her? This is so good. Very atmospheric, very dark, upper middle grade, creatures of the sea, and just so many things. Just loved it, and I was highly impressed. I was so happy to finally read something by him, and I loved it, and I can't wait for the next book. And then Atlantis, The Accidental Invasion by Gregory Mone. I recently just read the sequel that just came out and absolutely loved it just as much. Deep in the ocean, a secret world awaits. Kaye, raised in the oceanic high-tech world of Atlantis, has always been fascinated by the legends about life above the water. Despite her father's insistence that they're only stories, she can't help but dream about the Sun People. When a group of shadowy officials known as Erasers move to bury those legends for good, Kaye sets out to the surface to uncover the truth once and for all. In the world above, where climate change and mysterious tsunamis threaten life on the surface, all Lewis wants is to spend more time with his scientist father. But when he stows away on his dad's top-secret research trip, he finds himself thrown headfirst into an adventure much bigger than he bargained for. Love Atlantis stories. These are highly atmospheric, great writing. I absolutely love them and recommend this and the sequel. The Monster Missions by Laura Martin. 12-year-old Berkeley has never seen land. Since tide rising over 50 years ago, people have lived on ships. Berkeley and her best friend Garth are divers, scouring the drowned cities on ocean floors for supplies. They never expected to find sea monsters. After Berkeley accidentally awakens a Hydra, causing it to attack their ship, she and Garth are sent to live on the submarine Britannica, where the crew searches for and studies sea monsters. Terrifying creatures they track are the stuff of nightmares, but what haunts Berkeley most is knowing that the Hydra she awakened will hold a grudge until it destroys her ship, and her family will go down with it. Berkeley must come up with a plan, but sea monsters aren't the only dangerous creatures left. I absolutely love this, and all the sea monsters mentioned are from old tales, legends, and I looked them up so I could get a visual, and they are truly terrifying. And I loved everything the author's note said, so I really love this. And then Of Salt and Shore by Annet Schaap. As a lighthouse keeper's daughter, Lampy must light a lantern every evening to warn ships away from the rocks. There's a lot of responsibility that her invalid father has given her. One stormy night, something goes wrong, her father is furious, and the town insists someone must pay. Lampy is sent to work as a servant at the Admiral's Black House, where rumors of a monster lurk. What she finds up in the tower is unexpected and not altogether tame, but it's someone who needs her as much as she needs him. When Lampy's new friend is put in mortal danger because of his differences, Lampy musters the courage to fight for her friend's life. She joins up with misfits, merfolk, and pirates in a daring adventure. Together they're all fighting for the same thing, on both land and sea, the freedom to be their selves. Great messages in here. In the very beginning there's what I would consider child abuse by the father, and drinking, by him, I think, too. Very atmospheric, very dark, upper middle grade. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the writing. It did end with questions still unanswered, so I am hoping there'll be more. So I wanted to say that, but very atmospheric read. And then Orphans of the Tide by Strawn and Murray. I have the whole trilogy. This is the first book in the US editions that they're putting out there. You know, I've talked about this series a lot, so I'm not going to read the synopsis again. But it's just dark, upper middle grade, very atmospheric. It's land on the sea, and what they deal with, the magic system, the characters are amazing. Just absolutely love these, and I highly recommend the whole trilogy. Just very atmospheric, phenomenal writing, dark, suspenseful. Loved it. I don't recommend the whole trilogy. I still need to read the third book. It just came out recently. But so far, I recommend the first two books. And then Max and the Spice Thieves. And there's 2 books currently out right now. And this is the first book, Secrets of the Twilight Gem by John Peregrine. When his mother goes missing, Max Daybreaker's world is turned upside down. Luckily, a crew of spice pirates led by the mysterious Captain Sin helps Max on his dangerous mission across the 3 seas. Along the way, an unlikely alliance aids in his search. A teenage warrior, Queen, a 3-eyed seer, and an assassin spy. Their journey takes them through treacherous lands while facing shape-shifting bears, an ancient witch, harpies, and the nightmarish Jinn, who will stop at nothing to enslave the world. With every new challenge, Max unlocks the secrets of his unsettling past. Powers awaken within, forcing him to question everything he knows. Is Max who he thinks he is? Only time and destiny will tell. I love these so much. They're so good, so dark, upper middle grade fantasy. Pirates. Captain Sin and his spices and his cooking make me so hungry and make me even more eager to cook my next meal. Writing's phenomenal. The danger, this whole world and this magic and just everything the authors created is so phenomenal. More people need to read these. They're so good. The last ones of my On the Sea adventure atmospheric ones. Antigua de Fortune of the High Seas by Anna Rainbow and Ollie Hyatt. Antigua de Fortune has always had the ocean in her blood, but as the high-born daughter of an officer, she's expected to wear dresses, stay on land, and fear the sea. But then the pirate king strikes, wielding his deadly turquoise magic, and kidnaps her beloved younger brother, along with every boy on the island. It's time for Antigua to take on the high seas to rescue the stolen boys of faith. This was so good. I wish it was going to be a series. I need more. I love this. Pirates, the ocean, monsters, mermaids, just everything about this. And the magic. It's just so good. Loved it. And then to the books that I know are specifically set in summer. Well, for the most part. I can't remember if this one says it's summer, but she doesn't go to school, so I'm assuming it's summer. The Spirit of Capital County by Victoria Piontek. Sparrow Dalton doesn't have many friends. Some kids believe her old house near the swamp is haunted. Others think there's something unusual about her. But Sparrow is not lonely. She has a best friend who's always with her. He sits with Sparrow on her beloved porch swing. He makes her smile by playing pranks in church. Yet Sparrow is the only one who can see him, because the boy is a ghost. So when her mama passes away, leaving Sparrow to live with sour, snide Auntie Geraldine, Sparrow doesn't give up hope. After all, if the boy can linger after death, then surely mama can return as well. But the boy has a heartbreaking secret of his own, one that Sparrow will need to uncover before the ghost will lead her to mama. To solve the mystery, Sparrow joins forces with some unlikely allies. Mav and Johnny, rambunctious siblings from a family of town outcasts, and Alana, a child fortune teller with unusual gifts. Just with the small town southern life, these amazing characters, and this just amazing story and the writing, it just felt like home. And I could hear their southern twangs in my head, and it's just such an amazing story, very atmospheric, like warm southern nights, and loved it. And we have Love Like Sky by Leslie C. Youngblood. I can't remember if the first one is Summertime. Pretty sure it is. The second book definitely is Forever This Summer. G-Baby and her younger sister Peaches are still getting used to their blended up family. They live with Mama and Frank out in the suburbs, and they haven't seen their real daddy much since he married Millicent. G-Baby misses her best friend back in Atlanta and is crushed that her glamorous new stepsister, Tangy, wants nothing to do with her. G-Baby is so preoccupied with earning Tangy's approval that she isn't there for her own little sister when she needs her most. Peaches gets sick, really sick. Suddenly, Mama and Daddy are arguing like they did before the divorce, and even the doctors at the hospital don't know how to help Peaches get better. It's up to G-Baby to put things right. She knows Peaches can be strong again, but she can only see that their family's love for her really is like sky. When the part in here where the title appears and is explained, Love Like Sky, that was just such a Oh, that was such a good moment, and I love that. These books are just amazing. The second one's even better than the first. They're just so amazing. I don't know if there will be more, but I hope so. Of course, I love them so much. They're in this video. But like the warm summer days and nights, and then the way they talk, I can hear them in my head, like the twang. And then the amazing lessons, and then the blended family and all the family aspects, just so good. And then Summer of Brave by Amy Noel Parks. I very recently just talked about this after I read it, so I won't read the synopsis again. Just a very important story with such important messages and issues, and very atmospheric this summer, and the summer challenge that they always do together, that they challenge each other with, and it helps the main character so much. Just absolutely love this book. Another one also I read recently, so I'll read the synopsis. Sir Fig Newton and the Science of Persistence by Sonja Thomas. Summer vacation, and her best friend has just moved away, and her cat gets sick, and all these things, and her dad recently got laid off, so money's tight, and her mom's working more. It's just such a great story. I absolutely loved it. Great writing. Like I said in my review, there were some things in here that made me uncomfortable as far as faith is concerned. Because like a lot of scientists, the main character doesn't really believe in God. She believes in facts, which is fine. Everybody's different, and I don't expect everybody to believe the same way as me. But other than that, I really love this. It was such a great story. Great summer read. And I recently read the second book, Melly's Luck of the Irish, and the third book is out. I don't have it yet. But the first book is Maylie and the Maze by M.L. Tarpley. Illustrations are out. Will Amelie's dream be crushed by her own imagination? 10-year-old Maylie Monde's dream is to become an author, but she has a problem. She can't finish a story, not a single one. Her second problem is Camden, her annoying twin brother, who is determined to ruin their summer traveling through Europe with their famous photographer aunt and spunky grandma. The first stop is England, where a castle and maze, a new British friend, and a lot of weird words await Maylie. But the first item on her itinerary is to learn how to write, so she can finally finish a story. However, this goal may land her in a one-way ticket home after her writing targets her brother in a spooky story involving a nighttime maze full of monsters. And Camden has his own plans, leaving Maylie to wonder if her imagination has actually become a reality. Her brother can actually be a little annoying and seems more like a younger brother than a twin, the same age. But other than that, these are just great summer reads. You get to travel over Europe and see all these amazing places and learn about all these amazing places, and there's facts in the back of the book. Just younger middle grade, just fun adventures with a lot of great messages. And there's 2 books currently out with this, and I think 2 more are going to be coming out soon. The Tree Street Kids series. First book is Jack vs. the Tornado by Amanda Cleary Eastiff. When your parents make your family move, it can really rock your world. So when Jack Finch has to move to the Chicago suburbs, he devises a plan to get himself back to his beloved farmhouse forever. Only 3 things stand in his way: a neighbor in need, a shocking discovery, and tornado season. Will Jack find a solution, or is God up to something bigger than Jack can possibly imagine? These are like a younger middle grade fun adventure set in the 90s, which is amazing. And there's so many facts throughout, like Midge's phenomenal facts, and you like learn stuff too. And it is a more faith-based story, but it's not, if you don't like it pushed in your face, it's not pushed in your face at all. So really love these. And then Ancora, The Fog Banshee's Curse by Miriam Pittman. Cat Harper has not had a real adventure since she jumped off the roof of her house on her 10th birthday. But when Cat and her sisters, Lullabelle and Rosie, stumble into a magical land called Ancora, all kinds of adventures await them. The Harpers quickly learn, though, that this new world holds many dangers. A demon monster, the Fog Banshee, is terrorizing one of Ancora's 8 provinces, while a dark sorcerer known as a Spellbinder watches from the shadows. What's more, Cat and her sisters may be the only ones who can stop them. With the help of 2 friends, a former chicken owner, and a possible chicken thief, the Harpers must rely on wits, determination, and a great deal of rule-breaking to unmask the Spellbinder and free the province from the Fog Banshee's lethal clutches. But who can they trust, and who is a traitor in their midst? This is a good sister story. They're out there going summer vacation, and then they stumble into this. And this whole other world is so detailed and amazing and atmospheric. A good sister story. This whole world is just fascinating to me, and I can't wait to learn more and see more of it, and I cannot wait for more. I've been keeping my eye out, so hopefully more will come soon. There's 2 books currently out, and this, I don't know if there'll be more, but there's 2, and I've read both of them and loved them. They're just fun, younger, middle grade, quick reads. Jack's Secret Summer by Jack Ryder. full of illustrations. It's the first day of summer holidays, and as yet Jack has no idea about the secret summer game, or the old empty house full of magical secrets, or the strange girl who lives there and is about to lead them all on an adventure they'll never forget. Fun reads, really love them, very atmospheric, very magical, great friendships, and just loved. And then The Adventure Is Now by Jess Redmonds. Sometimes it's hard to be Milton P. Green. He says all the wrong things, his family is falling apart, and everyone at school avoids him because of the super embarrassing bird brain incident. But when Milton plays the video game Isle of Wild, he becomes someone else, Seahawk, the brave and brilliant naturalist explorer who conquers danger at every turn. Then Milton's parents ship him off to the remote lone island for the summer where his Uncle Evan is an ecologist. The island is chock full of spectacular species, and Milton realizes this is his chance to become the brave and brilliant naturalist he's always wanted to be, and even meet some fellow explorers. But as it turns out, the future of the lone island is in some pretty serious peril, and the only thing that can save it is a field guide full of cryptic clues. And Milton and his new friends are going to protect the island. They'll have to trust one another, but never before seen flora and fauna, and embark on a wild and wondrous adventure all their own. Very atmospheric on this island that he goes for summer vacation. The friendships that form are so amazing. He's such a sweet kid, and I loved his character development growth. And the whole story of this island, the backstory, and everything they do is just so phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. And then Alex and the Alpacas Save the World by Catherine Lefroy. And I love this book, and I have the second one. It comes out very soon, and I can't wait to read it. Alex is expecting a pretty boring summer, but when Mom takes her to visit her cranky old grandfather on his farm in Tasmania, weird stuff starts to happen. The weirdest of all, her grandfather's alpacas can talk. Then things go from strange to scary, and Alex must use all her brilliance and bravery to survive the sinister forces threatening life as she knows it. These are just so unique and creative, very atmospheric, and talking alpacas. And then another one that's like a spooky read, but it's summer vacation. Karma Moon, Ghost Hunter by Melissa Savage. Outlook spooky. Karma Moon is a firm believer in everything woo-woo, as her dad calls it. So when she asked her trusty crystal mystic if the chance to create a ghost hunting docuseries is her dad's big break, it confirms all signs point to yes. Because the universe never gets it wrong, only people do. Karma and her best friend Mags join her dad's totally rad film crew at a famous haunted hotel in Colorado over her spring break. Okay, spring break, not summer break. Let's go. Spring read. Their mission? Find a ghost and get it on camera. If they succeed, the show will be a hit. They can pay rent on time, and just maybe her mom will come back. Unfortunately, staying at a haunted hotel isn't a walk in the park for someone with a big case of the what-ifs, but her dad made Karma the head of research for the docuseries, so she, Mag, and a mysterious local boy named Nix must investigate every strange happening in the historically creepy Stanley Hotel. Karma hopes that her what-ifs don't make her give up the ghost before they can find a starring spirit to help the show go viral, and possibly even get them a season 2. This was so great. This hotel, these characters, Karma Moon's amazing. There's like a mental health rep because she has like a form of anxiety, and parent abandonment issues, and great friendship. And all the characters are phenomenal. This setting, so atmospheric in so many ways. And the way it ended made me believe that it left it open for more, and I really hope there'll be more because this was phenomenal. I love the humor in here too. And The Art of Running Away by Sabrina Kleckner. 12-year-old Maisie is an artist. When she's in front of her sketchbook or apprenticing at Glenna's Portraits, the family-run art shop her grandmother started, the world makes sense. She doesn't think about Caleb, her brother who mysteriously left home and cut ties with her family 6 years ago, or her parents' insistence that she broaden her horizons and try something new, something that isn't art. But when Glenna's Portrait falls on hard times, Maisie's plan to take over the shop when she's older and become a lifelong artist starts to crumble. In desperation to make things right, Maisie runs away to London to reconnect with her adult brother, hoping he might be the key to saving the shop. But as Maisie learns about her family's past from Caleb, she starts to rethink everything she's ever known. Maisie must decide not only if saving her family's art shop is worth it, but if she can forgive her parents for the mistakes they've made. It's just such a great book, very atmospheric. She travels to go see her brother, and all the art, just everything in here. It was just very atmospheric, vivid. Loved it. And I talked about this one recently in depth, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. Lemon Drop Falls by Heather Clark. And this is such a touching book. It really impacted me on my own experiences like the main character has, but in a different way. Mine ended better than hers did. And so far we've had good luck with that, but I just love this so much. It's such a good book. Just all the feels. And then The Book of Fatal Errors by Dashka Slater. I I won the sequel in a Goodreads giveaway, so I actually have it to read and I'm so excited. Without mistakes, there wouldn't be stories. Rufus doesn't just make mistakes, he makes fatal errors. Shy and awkward, he feels trapped by his teasing classmates and their constant laughter. But now it's summer. Rufus is free. He roams the wild lands of his grandfather's mysterious property across town, blissfully unaware of the danger up ahead. And there is much danger. Rufus and his snooty cousin Abigail soon become entangled in the elusive world of the Phalans, mischievous, immortal creatures desperate to find their way home. In helping the Phalans, Rufus tumbles down a dark path brimming with age-old secrets and difficult truths. Any move he makes might be his final fatal error, or perhaps his most spectacular beginning. Really love this. So atmospheric. Just a unique story. And just loved. Of course I loved it. I'm going to keep saying that, but of course I loved it. They're in this video. And then The Girl in the Witch's Garden by Aaron Bowman. This is like kind of a reimagining of The Secret Garden. Like not really a retelling, but a reimagining in a way. Or it gives you those vibes. It's not exactly the same in any way. It just gives you those vibes. I don't know why, but it does. Mallory Estate is the last place 12-year-old Piper Peavy wants to spend her summer vacation. The grounds are always cold, the garden out back is dead, a mysterious group of children call the property home, and there's a rumor that Melina M. Mallory, the owner of the estate and Piper's wealthy grandmother, is a witch. But when Piper's father falls ill, Mallory Estate is exactly where Piper finds herself. The ground house and its garden hold many secrets, some of which may even help save her father, and Piper will need to believe in herself, her new friends, and the magic if she wants to unlock them before it's too late. The whole garden thing, that's why. Such a magical story. Can get a little dark. Very intriguing and fascinating, and just everything about it. And then these kids that live in the house, and then her grandmother, and her cat, and her mom, and everything she's dealing with her dad. Just so good. And then lastly, Wrong Way Summer by Heidi Lang. According to Claire's dad, every day is a grand adventure. There might be a spaceship buried in the backyard, or a ghost in the basement, or a troll king who spies through the pipes. Claire used to love these stories, especially tales about her long-absent mom. But now that she's 12, Claire is tired of all the fantasy and just wants to know the truth. So when her dad sells their house and moves the family into a converted fan, she refuses to embrace the latest grand adventure, despite her little brother's excitement. Why did they really leave home, and where are they going? Without answers, Claire is faced with a choice. Will she play along with the stories her dad is spinning, or will she force her family to face reality once and for all? It's heartwarming, it can be heartbreaking. It's just a phenomenal story, very atmospheric with all the places they see in this van. Very important messages and lessons and issues, like with her dad and why they're doing these things and why he tells these stories. The absent mom. And this is the author that co-writes. She co-wrote one of my favorite trilogies that I can never think of the name of the trilogy, but there's cooking and monsters, and they cook monsters to eat. And she co-wrote the series of Whispering Pines that I love. So, and this is just a book she wrote, just her, and I loved it. It's a contemporary, but it was really enjoyable. Alright, well, that's it for this video. That's all the spring/summer books that I recommend. I'm sure I missed some, but I grabbed as much as I could find. And I'll go and try to find all the ones that I want to read for another video. Do you see any that you're interested in? Have you read any of these yourself? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. Today's shirt's Allison Winterland. Looked very springy. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.